discuss, okay, our topic 2 for computer 10, okay, which is the basic programming. Okay, our topic 2 is the types of computer programming languages. So last time we discussed about the definition of computer program and also the definition of computer programmer. So of course, the person who designed the program is what we call the computer programmer or the programmer. And then the program, it is the step-by-step instruction. So set of instructions. Okay? So for now, so our topic, so types of computer programming languages. So there are 3 types of programming languages. So number 1, it is the machine language. Number 2, the assembly language. And number 3, high-level language. Okay. So but before that, we're going to discuss, so what is programming languages? Do you have any idea about programming languages? So, like for example, English language, merong Filipino language, but the programming, so merong programming languages. So, do you have any idea, class, regarding the programming languages? What is programming languages? Okay, so programming languages, so remember, it is a formal language comprising a set of instructions that produce various kinds of outputs. So programming languages are used in computer programming to implement algorithms. So what is algorithm? So algorithm is a step-by-step instructions. Okay? So during programming, so the algorithm, so the presence of algorithm is there. So when we say formal language, so formal language comprising a set of instruction, because computer cannot function, or the program cannot function without the different set of instruction. So there are several kinds of programming languages, or examples of programming languages. So, can you give me an example of programming languages? Okay, so what are the different types or the different examples of programming languages? Okay, so class, we have the Java. Okay, we have the Java programming. Okay, and then also we have the C++ programming, and then also we have the Perl. Of course, we have the Visual Basic. So, Visual Basic 6.0, Visual Basic .NET, which developed by the Microsoft. Okay, by Microsoft Corporation. Okay, and then also, we have also the Python. So, those are the examples of programming languages. Okay, so do you have any question? Okay, so let us move to the types of programming languages. The different types of programming languages, so about different levels, so the different levels of programming languages. So different levels of programming languages, or the languages, are used in their respective generation. So meron silang iba't ibang generation. Like for example, we have the first generation, we have the second generation, the third generation, and the fourth generation. So basically, each generation is an improvement. No, it is an improvement of the latter generation. So from first generation, there is an upgrade with the languages. From first generation to second generation. And from second generation, and there is also an upgrade of the languages from second generation to third generation. And from third generation also, we have an upgrade. Okay, so there is an upgrade of languages from third generation to fourth generation. Like for example, okay, in technology, example, a cell phone. No, during the first invention of cell phone, of course, cell phone, for example, the Nokia, Okay, the first generation of Nokia is also the keypad. Okay, a keypad phone, no touch screen, and then also Nokia have an antenna. But now, no, so during the emergence of the technology, okay, so the Nokia and some other phone, we have now the Android phone or the touch screen, and there are several features of the cell phone today. Okay? So the first, again, let's go back to the types of programming languages. So the first programming languages, which is the first generation, is the machine language or the first generation programming language. Machine language. So do you have any idea what do you mean by the machine language? That is the first language of the programming. No? And you can call this the first generation programming languages. Okay, so do you have any idea about machine language? Okay, so the machine language, so this is considered to be the lowest level of programming language. The lowest level of programming language. So the program, so remember this class, the program is represented by ones and zeros. It is represented by ones and zeros to create instructions. Why? Do you have any idea why this program represented by ones and zeros? Why not 2 and 3? Why not 4 and 5 or any numbers? But it says that it is represented by ones and zeros to create instruction. You cannot create an instruction if the number is 2 and 3 and so on. Okay? So it is only ones and zero. And an example of that is what we call the binary language. Okay, the binary language. So 0 represents off state and 1 represents on state. Okay, why? Do you have any idea why the program, which is the binary language, represented by ones and zeros? Okay, it is sometimes called the first generation programming languages or the machine language. Okay, class, let us take a look about the definition of computer, the simple definition of computer. Okay? So, computer, so what is the definition of computer? Okay, so the definition of computer, so computer is an electronic device used to manipulate data. Okay, remember that it is an electronic device used to manipulate data, and without electricity, okay, computer cannot run. Computer cannot function. Even you have a laptop, of course there is a battery there. You can use that too without electricity, but inside in the battery, of course, it is electricity. So that is why you can use also the laptop, okay, without going to put the power cable in the socket. Magagamit pa rin natin siya. Okay, so what is the relationship of the definition of computer, the word electronic device? Okay, electronic device na ginagamit daw natin to manipulate data. Okay, since electricity, so according to this, an example of binary language is represented by 0, which means off state. So in electricity, so 0 means the off state, and 1 represents the on state. Okay, so that is why the only numbers that recognized by the computer is ones and zeros. Okay, so all the data that we input or encode in the computer, so computer did not recognize those characters or those alphabets or those numbers. Example, letter A. You type letter A on the keyboard. Did you know that computer did not recognize the letter A as a alphabet? No, the letter A. It is converted, so inside the CPU, it is converted to what we call the interpreter. Because the computer did not recognize those characters, it converted into ones and zeros. No, letter A, or like for example, number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So those numbers and those letters of the alphabet converted into ones and zeros. So computer gave us an output of, like for example, if we type A, so we can see the input on our monitor screen, which is letter A. But inside the computer, so the different circuit inside the computer, it turns out to be off state and on state. So ones and zeros. Okay? But how? How are we going to know if the different numbers or the different letters of the alphabet are ones and zeros, or like for example 1 1 0 0 or 1 0 1 1 zeros? Okay, so it says the machine language is a binary language. So it is a two-based language. Okay, we use the number 1. Okay, since it is a two-based language, we are going to add this number to itself. Okay, so 1 plus 1, okay, will give us an answer of number 2. And then of course, the 2 plus 2 will give a sum of number 4. And the 4 plus 4 will give an answer of 8. So this is the structure. Okay? For us to be able to know, okay, the binary conversion of the different numbers and the different letters of the alphabet, or of course even the word that we type in the computer. Okay, the 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay, so you're going to write, okay, in your paper. Okay, for example, please write in your paper the 8, 4, 2, 1. Now, 8, 4, 2, 1 with distance. So with distance. So write 8, 4, 2, 1 with distance for us to be able to get the binary equivalent of the different numbers or the different letters of the alphabet. Okay? Okay, so 8, 4, 2, 1. So let us have an example class. Okay, so let us get the binary equivalent of number 2 to 9. But first, okay, so an example, please write in your paper. So please write, okay, the number 4. Number 4. Okay, write number 4. Okay. So we have written 8, 4, 2, 1. So it says that the program or the different circuit represented by zeros and ones. Okay. So from the numbers 8, 4, 2, 1, okay, you are going to put or to write 1 to the number that will give you an answer of 4. And put 0 or zeros to the numbers or to those numbers, to the remaining numbers that will give, that will not be used or yung hindi nagamit. Kasi meron na kayong answer for the number 4. Okay. 8, 4 to 1. So our number, our example is number 4. Okay. So of course, kindly write number 1. Okay, kindly write number 1 in the lowest part of number 4. In the 8, 4 to 1, okay, kindly write number 1 in the lowest part of 4, sa baba. Okay, sa lower part of number 4. And then write zeros to 8. Okay, sa lower part ng 8, zeros, 0. And in 2, okay, write 0. And 1, in 1, write 0. So, it is because 4, okay, there is number 4 in the 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay? So, it means that the binary equivalent of number 4 is 1. From the 4, you're going to write 1, 0, 0. Okay? So, how are you going to... But what about number 8? The zeros in number 8? Yes, you can write it, but if the zeros, all the zeros are in the left side of the number 842, of the numbers 8421, no need to write it. So all the zeros in between 1 and all the zeros in the right side of the 8421, you are going to write it. So therefore, the binary equivalent of number 4 is 1, 0, 0. So when we input that number 4 in our keyboard, so the circuit, the different circuit inside the keyboard will have an on and off state. So there is 1 on state and there are 2 zeros, which is off state. Okay? Did you get it, class? Okay, so we are going to have more examples for you to be able to understand the conversion of the binary language. This is just for the machine language, which is the first generation programming language of the different levels of programming languages. So, on our next meeting, so we're going to have more examples for you to be able to understand the conversion, okay, the conversion of the different numbers and also the different alphabets of the computer into binary. So that is how the computer understands the different characters type or input into the computer, okay? So see you on our next computer class.